6 minutes past 12, you are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media. The Association of Muslim Accountants, in partnership with Al Baraka Bank, will be celebrating the success of Muslim women with a webinar on women in leadership in commerce, going back to our roots. To tell us more about this event is facilitator Munirah Osman. She holds a BA, LLB, and LLM degree and is an admitted attorney of the High Court of South Africa. Munirah serves on the management committee of the Association of Muslim Accountants and Lawyers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Munirah, and shukran for joining me.
Wa alaikum assalam. Shukran, Mariam, for having me on the show and giving us this opportunity to share what AMAL is doing.
Alhamdulillah. So it seems like there is a slight delay, so we will just give some time or an excuse for that delay. Munirah, give us a brief history of the organization. When did it begin, etc., and what was the inspiration behind it?
Oh, sure. That's really something I'd like to put out there and for everybody to get to know. AMAL started in 1982. And if you look at the time, 1982, that was when South Africa was in the real dark days of apartheid. And at that particular point in time, the Muslim community was trying to get themselves organized. And one of the ways in which they were organizing themselves was according to professions. And this was driven by the then Muslim youth movement. And so what we had emerging from that particular period is the Islamic Medical Association, which had launched itself. And then very closely following the heels of the Islamic Medical Association was the founding of AMAL, which is the Association of Muslim Accountants and Lawyers. And so it's basically serving accounting practitioners, lawyers, commercial persons, business people, etc. So yes, it has a wonderful history. It's long in its survival in terms of the fact that some organizations fell through, but AMAL has stood long since its inception.
MashaAllah. I mean, it's even older than me, so I guess, yeah, still growing strong, Amal. What inspired this work and the objectives of Amal?
Well, look, it was, as I said, it was formed at a time when we were seeped in apartheid. And so we needed to mobilize. And one of the issues around mobilizing was raising awareness, educating people. And if we know a little bit about that time as well, then there was this renaissance in terms of what was happening Islamically. So it was bringing together a lot of like minded people around the same issues. We were fostering some kind of, and I don't want to say this word brotherhood since it's being Women's Month. So let's just say ukhuwa, a spirit of brotherhood, which includes sisterhood, I would say, and maybe the more politically correct term would be personhood. But anyway, so it set out to do this, and we took our inspiration from what was happening globally, that we could not sit and embrace apartheid in South Africa, stand up and do what the Quran has instructed us do. And so fight for justice, establish justice, and laws, etc. So these were the sort of inspirational events at the time.
Now, AMAL members have always held and maintained the goal of empowerment through knowledge. How does the organization work to obtain this goal?
Well, that's exactly, it's a nice way in which you've put it, that we actually want to empower through education. And that's how I actually started off. So they used to have a lot of conferences, workshops, seminars, etc., and dealing with issues that affected people working in these two main sectors, which was commerce and law. And so we would have a huge conference. And in these conferences, we also had international scholars that were there. And we wanted to link what was happening in South Africa, not uniquely to South Africa, but also at an international global level. So we were linking at that level, and we were learning from other scholars. We were sharing with what we were doing, and we were also engaging with
Right, it seems like
Hello, can
Sister Munira, we lost you there a bit. Must have been the connection or something, but we hope that
I'm
it
sorry.
will
Yes.
improve. What are some of the activities that AMAL engages in, and how does this have a positive impact on the Muslim professionals and communities?
Well, there's many activities that we're actually involved in. Our leading activities around education and awareness. And so, as I've said just now, seminars, workshops, conferences, etc., even with international scholars. Of course, due to lockdown, we had to shift down and change gears, so to say, and move into a different modus operandi. So it's currently webinars. So a huge part of what we do is education, raising awareness, etc. But we have some very other interesting activities that we're also involved in. So we do have an outreach program where we actually go out and try to help people with legal and business and commercial matters, and we go out to certain community sites. So we did the Islamic Center in Marion Hill. We do some of the bigger shopping malls in areas where we know people would require assistance either at a legal level or commercial level. We've done certain masjids that asked us to come in. So that's our community outreach program. We're heavily involved in legislative reform projects. Currently, we're involved in the recognition of Muslim marriages project, which takes up quite a bit of our project time. And most recently, with the judgment by the Constitutional Court being confirmed, confirming the judgment by the Supreme Court of Appeals, we then had a webinar where we unpacked that particular judgment and set it out in simple terms for the community to actually understand how that judgment impacts them. Every year, we would also do a breakdown of the budget speech, which is something our membership looks forward to, and engage with the various different principles that each budget speech comes along with. Recently, we launched an NPO guideline booklet together with a lot of other organizations that we worked with. And through that particular project, we're trying to build capacity among smaller organizations, the masjid committees, madrasa committees, etc. Now, although AMAL's head offices are Durban, we are national to some extent. We do operate in Cape Town and a slightly lesser operation in Johannesburg. We also have student chapters, and AMAL is operational on various different media. We're happy to participate, like we're doing today, in the different media that asks us to: radio, television, social media, etc. So yeah, we're kept very busy. We're all people who work in our respective fields, and this is our service to AMAL via all the activities that we actually engage in.
MashaAllah. I'm sure our audience now have a better understanding as to what AMAL does exactly. I know we have highlighted some of the other webinars that took place here, like the Masjid project, as well as the unpacking of or rather understanding of the Muslim marriages bill. Sister Munira, let us take a quick break and we will continue thereafter. Please stay with us.
Your humanitarian broadcaster.
Meet the refugee children of Syria and Palestine in South Africa this August.
I see the yellow like a sunflower smell.
Join the Africa Muslims Agency's One Child, One Dream event in your area.
For a while has given me a cotton candy sky.
Spend time with the kids learning about the AMAL School of Excellence in Lebanon.
The blue sky is blue like...
Find us at an event in Durban, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Newcastle, Port Elizabeth and Pietermaritzburg. Visit africamuslimsagency.co.za for more information. Africa Muslims Agency, commemorating 35 years of empowering, educating, inspiring.
Kids these days are smart, and when you're competing for their attention against their smartphones, you need to make smart choices, like using Sunfoil triple refined pure sunflower oil in every meal you make. It's naturally cholesterol-free and approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation as part of a balanced eating plan. So whether you're cooking, frying, or baking, you get the great tasting results that'll get their attention faster than the latest app. And if that doesn't work, change the Wi-Fi password. Sunfoil. Now we're cooking.
Give charity without delay, for it stands in the way of calamities. For child-headed households in Bloemendal in the Eastern Cape, the daily diet consists of white bread and a carton of cheap juice or sugar water, known locally as the poppy water diet. Make a difference to that one child or family. The Alfida Foundation has over the past 13 years worked on the ground and gathered the largest database in the Eastern Cape region of Muslim Zakah recipients. Phone our offices at 041 484 1288 or visit our website at www.alfida.co.za. The Alfida Foundation, your social investment partner in the Eastern Cape.
When the perfect blend of stylish decor, exquisite halal cuisine, and warm hospitality come together, it could only mean Albeit Lodge, your true home away from home. Albeit is the ideal heaven for families, business people, and tourists with its 4-star family rooms and other luxurious facilities, conveniently situated close to Port Elizabeth Airport, the beach, and other amenities. Your stay will be truly unforgettable, as you'll be taking home lasting memories of the warm hospitality, the serenity and tranquility that Albeit has to offer. For reservations, call 041 583 6415 or visit www.albeitlodge.co.za.
Salam Media, a global voice for humanity.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media, and I am talking to Sister Munirah Osman, who serves as on the committee of the Association of Muslim Accountants and Lawyers, also known as AMAL, and she's now going to tell us more about the upcoming webinar that will be taking place very soon. It's the Women in Leadership in Commerce, Going Back to Our Roots. Sister Munirah, shukran for staying on the line, and tell us about the upcoming event taking place. What is it all about? What is the expected outcome for those who will attend the webinar, inshallah?
Shukran. Well, last year we started this tradition. I'm hoping it's a tradition that's going to continue for a long time. So we held our first Women's Month program last year, and that particular one was themed Empowered Women, Empower Women. And we showcased 4 women who were able to show us how women, when they are empowered, can empower the nation of women. So this is our second one this year. And taking off from the United Nations theme for International Women's Day, which is gender equality for a sustainable tomorrow, we've built it around our own particular topic and understanding of that theme. And what we've decided is that we're going to address this whole concept of women leadership in commerce. And of course, we're focusing on Muslim women, and hence this whole concept of going back to our roots. So when I say going back to our roots, I don't think that we're short of role models in strong women and who were also involved in commerce. And so that's what we will be showcasing. And In addition to that, we're going to showcase our real heroes of today, our female heroines, if we want to say it that way, our heroines rather. And they're going to share with us not only their knowledge and theory about these issues, but they will share with us a little bit of their own personal lives and how they got to be where they are in their positions, what they had to overcome, etc. So that's what we're going to be doing this Saturday on the 27th of August.
Now, talk to us about those heroines who will be joining the discussions. Who are they? Just give us a slight, or rather a brief background on them, so that we can get an idea of what to expect from these powerful women, inshallah.
Okay, great. Well, we've chosen some really, really strong, educated, powerful women, if I might use all of those adjectives for all of them. So our first speaker is Sheikha Roman Sufi, and she is a Sharia scholar. She's a muftiya, if we all understand that term. She's a certified Sharia advisor and auditor. And she has authored many, many pieces. She's a public speaker. She's an Arabic translator. And that, I could go on with the list about describing Sheikha Roman. And of course, she is apt to discuss with us at our webinar, what is this legacy of Muslim women in leadership roles in Islamic history? And so she's going to unpack for us some of those wonderful heroines that left a legacy for us to continue in. So that's our first speaker. We have three lined up, Mariam. So the second is Dr. Iram Sabah. She's an associate professor and a Sharia board member and a program director at the Institute of Business Administration. And she's from Karachi in Pakistan. So we also have an international flavor to our webinar on Saturday. And she's looking at the topic of women leadership and Islamic finance, something very, very important in terms of what the current developments are around Islamic banking, Islamic finance, etc. And our third speaker, not to say that she's the least, but is Ms. Fayrouz Mohammed, who by profession is a chartered accountant, a certified director, and she's also certified in zakat management and qualified in Islamic finance. And currently she serves as a non-executive, as an independent audit committee member. And she's a chairperson of the SANZAF board. And she's also very, very interested in looking at, public sector, the non-profit sector, medical schemes, sports sectors. And so, well, tell us about him. They're moving towards in a lineup. I'm sure you can already see that we have quite a lot of great speakers spread out for that afternoon.
Yes, indeed, they are great women. There may be three, but definitely three impactful and powerful, and I'm sure definitely inspirational women. Topics that are necessary and should be discussed, especially amongst women. We don't talk much about finances and the legalities around it, but something that we need to start doing more often. Now, is it a free event? How can one participate?
Okay, sure. Yes, definitely. It is a free event. And I'm just going to give you some details so that you're able to connect for those who want to. So it's a webinar. It's scheduled for Saturday, the 27th of August, 2022. The time is 14:30 until 1600 hours. There's no entry fee. If you have not yet received the flyer, then you could do one of two things. You could call the offices at AMAL. I will read out the number slowly. 031 207 3381. And you could speak to our secretary who would direct you in terms of how to register for the webinar. or you could email, which I think is the easier route since everybody is so adept with their phones these days, is info@amal.co.za. And you would receive the link to register, and inshallah, you'd be able to attend. I think it's an event not to be missed. When we look at the lineup of speakers and the caliber of speakers and the topics that they are going to be dealing with, really, we would love to see all of you join us on Saturday. They will be presenting, and there would be an opportunity for you to engage if time permits. So I'd really love to see most of you join on the webinar on Saturday, inshallah.
Inshallah. And where can people go for further information?
The best is to actually go onto the email, which I just gave out, info@amal.co.za.
All right. Shukran so much for that, and shukran for your time as well, Sister Munirah. I hope that our audience will participate. Oh, by the way, is it for the women only or for women and men?
It's open for everybody.
All
Men,
right,
the women, the children, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, everybody.
MashaAllah, at least everyone can get a better understanding on Islam and finances, and also women in commerce, and going back to our roots. Very important to always, go back to our roots. You know where you're going, but don't forget where you come from. Sister Munirah, shukran so much for your time, and have a wonderful day. Assalamu alaikum.
Shukran for having me. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was Munirah Osman Haider, who serves on the management committee of the Association of Muslim Accountants and Lawyers, AMAL. They will be hosting a webinar celebrating successful women in leadership in commerce, and the theme there is going back to the 27th of August 2022 at 2:30 p.m. until 4 p.m. And for more information, you can send an email to info@amal.co.za or call 031 207 3381. That's 031 207 3381. You are listening to the Mid Morning Talk on Salam Media.